But how will all of this impact our own markets? We have our research team joining in now for our Power Prep segment with the trade setup and the stocks that are likely to be in focus today. Good morning, guys. Thanks for joining in. First up, Ekta, what are the cues that you are watching out for this morning? It's been a two-day rally on the Nifty.
Well, morning. Like you mentioned, the markets in fact extended the Friday gains and ended at 1 week highs yesterday. The market, the Nifty was at the high point of the day in terms of closing as well. Now, for this morning, we have domestic cues as well as global cues. Global cues you already alluded to. So, Reliance Industries, domestic cues is positive because their Q4 profits were up around 10% on a Q-on-Q basis. Brokerages have given their thumbs up to Reliance Industries as well. So, that's going to bode well for our markets. Separately, overall, the markets seem to be taking comfort from the global stability. We have oil, which is below $90 after Iran said that it will not escalate its conflict with Israel. We have US, which ended its 6-day losing streak, like you mentioned. Asia is largely mixed on the higher side, and the Gift Nifty indicating a positive start as well. Well, in terms of results today, we do have M&M Finance was going to report its numbers, but they have delayed it because there was a fraud. 361, Cyan, DLM, ICICI Pru Life, MCX, Tata Consumer, Tata Alexia, a couple of numbers to watch out for. Globally, we have global PMIs. We have PMI from India as well, which will be watched out for. And in terms of the US data, the Red Book Index, New Home Sales, Richmond Fed Manufacturing Index. So these are a couple of important data points which will be released today. We'll react to it tomorrow.
It's a data-heavy week indeed, and thanks a lot, Ekta, for sharing all of those cues. Now over to Sudarshan, who would list out the stocks to watch out for in today's trading session. Morning, Sudarshan. Reliance is top of your charts, I guess.
Morning, Homa. So obviously, biggest weighted stock, Reliance Industry, has reported a healthy set of earnings. Operational performance is better than expected, has seen growth across all key operating businesses. Revenue is up more than 11%, margin is steady at 18%. Tejas Networks has reported a strong set of earnings, has reported profit after 5 quarters of losses. Revenue is up 137% sequentially and up 343% year on year. Kesoram Industries has reported subdued results as margin gets compressed, but Street will focus on merger with Ultratech. Calculated EBITDA per ton is sub rupees 400 per ton, which is down rupees 200 per ton sequentially. Tamil Nadu Mercantile Bank, NIM has improved 16 bips sequentially to 4.24%. Even stress has declined with gross NPAs coming at 1.44% versus 1.69% sequentially. BGR Energy will be in focus. Union Bank has classified its exposure of rupees 188 crore to the company as an NPA, and it's the 9th bank to classify the exposure to the company as an NPA. Rallied India has reported Q4 earnings, continues to report losses, but losses have narrowed. Net loss has come in at rupees 21 crore versus loss of rupees 69 crore in the same quarter last year. Hudson Agro, profit has doubled to rupees 52 crore and revenue is up 14% year on year. Nestle will be in focus. Sources say FSSAI has initiated action against company for possible violations with respect to high sugar content in baby food Cerelac. M&M Fin will be in focus. Company has deferred today's board meet scheduled for Q4 results. Company says fraud is detected at the branch in the northeast, but it says financial impact of this fraud is unlikely to exceed rupees 150 crores. So keep an eye on all these stocks.
M&M Finance indeed will be the stock to watch out for this morning. Thanks a lot, Sudarshan, for joining in. And lastly, Nigel's joining in with cues from the F&O space. Morning, Nigel. We closed very close to the 61.8% retracement level, which was around 22,394. What's the F&O setup looking like this morning?
Well, you just look at the intraday chart, yesterday, Hormuz, and you're getting confidence that this market wants to go ahead and scale the 23,000 odd mark, because the final tick was at the high point of the day. It's a beautiful looking screen that comes up for you on the screen. What do the FIs do? Well, they lighten some positions, both on the short as well as on the long side. But the long unwinding was a little bit more. That's why the shorts move up marginally to around 66%. How the FI short positioning? Well, they're very much still net short with close to around 1.9 lakh shares, contracts on the short side. So that's the important point as well. Let's look at the options data. The 22,200 call writers, they were feeling good when the markets went down. But now with this kind of bounce that we saw, well, there is unwinding that we're seeing at the 22,200 call. And even if you look at the other calls, well, now they're building up at around 22,400, 22,350. On the put side, there is a fair bit of addition added on the 22,300 put as well as the 22,200 put. So which brings us to the levels. The resistance zone will be around the 22,500 to around 22,550. While support comes in at around the 22,100 to around 22,200. So it seems we're in a bit of this band. If we break either of these zones, then we're easily looking at another 300 points on both sides. That's the sense you get. Nifty Financial Services Index will play out weekly expiry. So that's the one that will be on your radar. Back to you.
Positive news as always with Nigel. Thanks a lot for joining in.